Oscar's Best and Worst, an off-the-shoulder dress worn in Parliament, and pajama wearing in public as uncivilized behavior. Welcome to 3 more articles on the subject of dress. Welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. My name is Jennifer and I believe that what we wear matters. And in this series, 3 articles on dress, I like to explore current event articles that pertain to what we wear. Now I'm filming this on a very dark and stormy evening, so if you hear wind around us, that's why. All right, let's have a look at some of the red carpet looks, and at the very end, I will tell you who I think is best and worst dressed. So, let's go. Okay, so let's have a look at the ladies. So, white and black and monochromatic themes were really popular this year. And here we have Renee Zellweger, Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson, and Margot Robbie, and they have very monochromatic looks. I think that they all look really good, actually. I think I like Renee Zellweger's dress. That's pretty cool with the asymmetrical shoulder there. Charlize Theron's dress is nice, and Scarlett Johansson's dress is very alluring, I think. And Margot Robbie's dress is vintage Chanel, and I like that she has that brooch there, and she's not wearing any other jewelry. And I do like those arm sleeves, so I think that they all are looking really good. So Renee Zellweger was in Armani Privé. Here we have Penelope Cruz and Cynthia Erivo, and I think I love Penelope's dress. She always looks really good. Cynthia's dress is very fashion forward and very structured, and so it's a very strong, bold statement dress. So with Charlize, this is an example of a very high slit, but the dress is not too low cut, so she's showing off one thing there, which is a good rule. Okay, here we have Rooney Mara and Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman's dress was really beautiful, and she did have the statement there with all of the female directors who were not nominated on her coat, so that was something that she wanted to share. But I actually like this, but I think that without the coat it would be really beautiful. But again, that's not her point. I think she wanted to share the names more than show off the dress. I like how simple her hair and makeup is. Okay, we have some pink and black looks, and I'm not a fan of any of these, but again, we all have different tastes, and I thought that Laura Dern looked fantastic, even though I wasn't that big of a fan of her dress there in the middle. Kind of reminds me of a chandelier a little bit. She's in Armani Privé, but I think she herself looks absolutely beautiful. We have 3 more dresses. These dresses were not my favorite either, but again, nice bold statements. Here we have Lucy Boynton, Beanie Feldstein, Billie Eilish, and Léa Seydoux, and I'm not loving these either, I have to be honest. And I know that Billie Eilish is a performer and a statement, but I don't think that's right for the Oscars. Just my opinion. Okay, scrolling down, we have some beautiful cream dresses here. Salma Hayek is in the middle there, and she hit a few of the worst dress lists because some people said it was too costumey, like too Grecian goddess. Here we have some blush dresses, and I know that Sandra Oh here got a lot of flack for her dress, but I actually think she looks great. I like the bold statement of her dress, and I think Rebel Wilson looks beautiful in this dress. This was an interesting choice by Janelle Monáe, and some people were criticizing it, but I actually thought that the hood was pretty neat, and this reminds me a bit of King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table. Here we have some ladies in red, and I love red for the red carpet. I think that I like all of the dresses, but Kristen Wiig's dress, to me, doesn't seem very flattering. So that one was a bit off for me. I don't know. This whole bottom half is tricky on the eyes, I would say. Okay, these ladies look fabulous in pink. I love all of these. Idina Menzel, this fuchsia is absolutely gorgeous. I love her jewelry. She looks beautiful. Julia Butters, I've had the pleasure of meeting her. My daughters were in a wedding with her for our friend Joelle, and she is so lovely, and she looks great here. I love her outfit. And Regina King looks spectacular. She's in Versace. She looks so beautiful, and this is one of the show-stopping dresses for me. I thought she looked great. Lily Aldridge is in Ralph Lauren with this cream dress and this really pretty red rose. I think that adds a lot to it. I like her earrings, and Yes, this is low cut, but again, they're choosing one or the other. I think she looks good. I love Mindy Kalig's dress. I think she looks absolutely spectacular. That turmeric look is so beautiful. And the jewelry, the hair, I think she looks really wonderful. Here are some ladies in green. I think Sigourney Weaver looks spectacular. I really like this dress that she's wearing. Let's look at some of the worst dress picks over here on the Daily Mail. Black China was picked as worst dressed on a lot of the lists, and I believe it's because she broke that rule. It's too low and too high. So you want, you don't want both of those. It's just too revealing and not too flattering. All right, let's have a look at some of the men. Here we have Brad Pitt, and I thought he looked great in this very classic velvet tux. And you know me, I like classic tuxedos on men. I know that's not everybody's thing, but I love it. So you really can't go wrong with me if you wear something like that. Okay, here's a look at Timothée Chalamet, and this was a miss for me. It looks like a worker's uniform or something. It doesn't look fancy enough for the Oscars. There's Spike Lee and his beautiful wife. She is so pretty. He had a tribute to Kobe Bryant, so that was very special and touching for him. Okay, here's Mahershala Ali, and even though this isn't traditional, I thought that he looked really great. I think he looks very handsome, and I like that. There's a variation on his suit there, and I think he looks great. And here we have Leonardo DiCaprio, and this is just classic Hollywood glamour, and he looks fantastic. It's a classic tux. He's well groomed and A+ in my book. Here we have Rami Malek, and he has another black tux, and I think he looks great too. So this, is not traditional, but I think he looks wonderful. And here we have Keanu Reeves and his girlfriend, and he looks great. He chose a classic tux again. I like shorter hair and more of a less of an unkempt beard, but that's just personal preference. But I think that he looks wonderful as well. There really aren't that many worst dressed men. Oh, here we have Tom Hanks, classic. They both look great. Rita Wilson, they look beautiful. Very nice. Okay, so if I were to choose best dressed, I would definitely say Mindy Kaling. She looks amazing in this off-the-shoulder yellow gown with the jewels and the hair. I mean, everything about her look was perfection for me. And I love that she wore that color and nobody else wore it. She looked absolutely stunning. I would say best dressed man, Leonardo DiCaprio. He looked very good and just well groomed, classic tux. You can't go wrong. As far as the worst dress, I don't really like to choose worst dress, but if I were to say the dresses that maybe needed a second thought, were perhaps Kristen Wiig's dress was a very bold statement. Maybe it worked well on the runway but didn't translate that well to real life. And then also I would say Blac Chyna's dress. Blac Chyna's dress kind of broke that rule where you're only supposed to wear one thing, show off one thing. So the slit went too high on the leg and I felt that the top went too low. So it wasn't really for the Oscars, I don't think. All right, the next article that we're going to talk about was sent to me by many people, but the first person to send it to me was Ashley Powles. And it is Labour MP Tracy Brabin defends her outfit. I'm not a tart, hungover, or a slapper. All right, what are we talking about here? This article is by Ian Collier. And he says, a Labour frontbencher has hit back at trolls who said she looked like a slapper and appeared drunk as she was criticized for wearing an off-the-shoulder dress in the Commons. Tracy Brabin's remarks came after a Twitter user shared a photograph of her wearing the outfit and asked, is this really appropriate attire for Parliament? The Shadow Culture Secretary replied to the tweet, sorry, I don't have time to reply to all of you commenting on this, but I confirm I am not a slag, hungover, a tart, about to breastfeed, a slapper, drunk, and then I'm not actually going to read what she just said next. Who knew people could get so emotional over a shoulder, she wrote. Her attire split opinion on social media, with one Twitter user asking, why is Tracy Brabin on the Labour front bench with her bare shoulder on display? So classless.
However, another hit back, tweeting, "When will our society start to focus more on what ladies such as Miss Brabin say as opposed to wear? It's sexist and wrong." Miss Brabin was raising a point of order in the comments on Downing Street's decision to order senior journalists from some of the UK's major news organisations to leave before a briefing on Boris Johnson's Brexit plans when she spoke at the dispatch office wearing the outfit. Okay, so what do you think? We see these outfits, we see these breaches of protocol, and largely they are from women. I know a lot of people say that. They say, "Jennifer, why don't you talk about men?" I want to. Send me articles about men wearing inappropriate things during these professional occasions, because I would love to analyze that as well. So what do you think? Do you think this off-the-shoulder dress is appropriate for Parliament? I don't think so. I don't think that it looks professional. It looks like a party-going dress. You know, like there were a lot of off-the-shoulder gowns at the Oscars, but this is a professional setting in Parliament. So I do believe that the shoulders should be covered. It would just be like if a man wore a tank top in Parliament. You know, it just, it wouldn't be right. Now, a sleeveless gown, a sleeveless dress would be fine, I'm sure, but it's just that off-the-shoulder dress. It looks like a party dress to me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that she should just be able to wear whatever she wants, or do you think that it discredits her and people don't really focus on what she's saying because they're so interested in looking at the outfit? I think that can be a problem as well. You know, when you have a really important job like that, you want people to focus on what you're saying, not the unusual wardrobe choice that you chose. Those are my thoughts. Don't get mad, okay? And finally, let's look at the final article. This was also sent to me by many people, but Jeanette Gadberg was the first one to send it to me. It says, "China goes high-tech in an effort to stop pajama wearing." Facial recognition software was used in the city of Suzhou to publicly shame the fashion offenders, by Amy Quinn of the New York Times. Okay, Beijing. When officials in an eastern Chinese city were told to root out uncivilized behavior, they were given a powerful tool to carry out their mission: facial recognition software. Their target? People wearing pajamas in public. On Monday, the Urban Management Department of Suzhou, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, please forgive me if I'm not, a city of 6 million people, sparked outrage when it published surveillance photos taken by street cameras of 7 local residents wearing pajamas in public, along with parts of their names and the locations of where their uncivilized behavior had taken place. Uncivilized behavior refers to when people behave and act in ways that violate public order because they lack public morals, read a post on WeChat, a common social messaging app which has since been deleted. The wearing of pajamas in public has brought about a kind of complacent, undisciplined mindset, it concluded. Let's just talk about how they think that wearing pajamas in public is uncivilized behavior. Many people hold this opinion. That's just why I do these videos, as informational videos that maybe people can watch and think about what they wear rather than wearing their pajamas out in public, right? So, you know, I don't think that publicly shaming people is the right thing to do in this case. Maybe just hand out informational brochures. That could be a better way. I don't know. I think it sounds like they apologized for doing this. So that is all I'm going to say on that subject, but I thought that you would find that article interesting. That is it for the 3 articles on dress. What did you think? I would love to know your Oscars best and worst. Let us know what you think about that off-the-shoulder dress in Parliament. Thanks for watching today on The Daily Connoisseur, and I will see you next time. Bye!